ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।
कुरु धन जन यौवन गर्भं हरति निमेषात् कालः सर्वम् मायामयमिदम् अखिलं बुद्ध्वा ब्रह्मपदं त्वं प्रविश विदित्वा दिनयामिन्यौ सायं प्रातः शिशिरवसन्तौ पुनरायातः कालक्रीडति गच्छत्यायुः तदपि न मुञ्चत्याशावायुः काते कान्ता धनगतचिन्ता वातुल किं तव नास्ति नियन्ता त्रिजगति सज्जन संगतिरेका भवति भवार्णवतरणे नौका जटिलो मुण्डी लुञ्छितकेशः काषायाम्बर बहुकृतवेषः पश्यन्नपि च न पश्यति मूढः ह्युदरनिमित्तं बहुकृतवेषः अङ्गं गलितं बलितं मुण्डं दशनविहीनं जातं तुण्डम् वृद्धो याति गृहीत्वा दण्डं तदपि न मुञ्चत्याशापिण्डम्
Verse number 10. We started. वयसि गते कः कामविकारः शुष्के नीरे कः कासारः क्षीणे वित्ते कः परिवारो ज्ञाते तत्त्वे कः संसारः. The meaning of the word samsara. Samsara means cycle. Samsara means wandering. Again, samsara means a cycle. Samsara means a wandering. From this, we understand samsara means going round and round and round aimlessly. This is the literal meaning of the word samsara. Aimless wandering, going through the same thing cyclically, again and again and again, is the meaning of the word samsara. And it has no essence, it has no meaning. It has no meaning, it has no essence because it doesn't have any purpose. When you wander, okay, you wake up in the morning, there should be a purpose. You do something, there is a purpose. Because a human being assumes that they know why they are waking up, they know what they are doing, they assume that they have a purpose to their existence. Samsara means you go round and round and round aimlessly without A wandering without having any purpose. And this wandering happens cyclically. That's why it's called samsara chakra, the wheel. So samsara means the wheel. Samsara means wandering. Samsara means cyclical wandering. What is that cyclical wandering? Later on in the same Bhaja Govindam, he is going to talk about it as punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. So this punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam cycle is called samsara. Samsara means repeating the same thing again and again and again. Bodies keep changing, that's all. Bodies keep changing, the persons around keep changing, but you keep doing the same thing again and again and again. Are you able to understand what is the meaning of the word samsara? A repetitive way of living. A repetition where you keep doing the same thing again and again and again and not having learned anything at all is samsara. You pin your hopes on toys and then you leave the toys. You pin your hopes on something else, you leave that. And then every stage in life, you keep pinning your hopes on something or the other, only to get disappointed and shift to the other. This disappointment and shifting without any sense whatsoever, this disappointment and shifting without any thinking whatsoever is called samsara. And this word samsara, you would have heard any number of times in Vedantic literature. And we also use it, samsara, samsara, isn't it? In the very colloquial way, samsara means a mundane existence. In the very in the very ordinary sense, samsara means a mundane existence. So, where is samsara? Meaning there is no samsara. That's what he is asking. Before we even try to understand there will not be any samsara, first let us understand what is samsara. Samsara means to live in the body believing you are the body. That is samsara. Samsara means living as body, living as ego. And you cannot drop it howsoever the pain is, howsoever disappointment is, you cannot drop it. Why? The inability to drop is samsara. Though painful, carefully follow. Though painful, though frustrating, the inability to drop is called samsara. What makes you so stubborn, so strong that you cannot drop? What is it that makes you so strong, so stubborn that you cannot drop? Because in your deepest to core, you believe this is it. In your deepest to core, the belief, the conviction is this is real. You can drop only when you understand something as unreal. Again, I repeat. When can you drop? Please understand, in pain, you will not drop. In pain, you will shift to, when you are in pain, you will shift to something else. You cannot drop anything in pain. In fact, pain makes you to take more and more and more. Not, not anybody has dropped anything because of pain. If pain can make us drop, we all have had enough pains in life. Has any maturity happened because of that? Has any vairagya happened because of that? Ah. In spite of the pain that you go on wanting it, go on seeking it, go on attaching yourself to it is called samsara. You can see the foolishness when others do it, but you cannot understand. Correct, sir. When I look around everybody, I can understand how everybody is caught up. Please understand the samsara is not about the samsara that we are talking about is not about understanding the foolishness of those around you. This is how you do it. The moment you understand this is how you are doing it, you will be able to drop it. But you can never understand you are doing it. More problematic is when you gain this knowledge, you will see how everybody is doing it, and you want to keep talking about how others are caught up in samsara, but you will not do anything to, but you cannot do anything to get over. This is called samsara. Therefore, samsara means what? Samsara means the poison to which you are so attracted, the poison to which you are so obsessed. That samsara is gone, he is saying. Now, he is not defining what samsara. Later on, he is going to define punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. But since we heard the word samsara, might as well understand what is samsara means. What is samsara? A addiction to poison. And a addiction to poison. An addiction to that which is going to, which is so detrimental to you, but you can't drop it. But you can't. The reason is what? Addiction. So samsara has the ability, samsara has a unique power. Oh God, the power of samsara is too much. Can't even believe how anybody will be able to overcome that. Because it's it is so powerful it is. What is the power of samsara? The power of samsara is it will make you get addicted to poison and you cannot drop. You cannot drop it because superficially you are calling it as poison. In the deepest core, you believe there is joy in it. But superficially, you may say it is poison, it is poison. If you have actually understood it as poison, dropping is never a problem. That's why we never have to teach anybody to drop. You have to keep teaching that it is poison. The moment you understand it as poison, you will not want to keep it. I understand it is poison, sir, but I am keeping a lot of it in the kitchen. Will you do that? Will you do that? If you say it is poison, will you keep poison in the kitchen? But sir, label and all is kept very clearly that it is poison. Will you do that? Because we have labels, no sugar, tea, coffee. I don't know what all labels you have, what all labels you have. Hmm? But you will still you will not drop it. Why? In your head, it is still not poison. In your head, it is still very, very joyful to you. In your head, it is still meaningful to you. That samsara is gone. Samsara means the inability to drop. And we have enough justifications to hold on to. And we have enough justifications to hold on to. What is the justification with which you will hold on to? Any justification that you have to hold on to, you will never give a sensual justification. You will always give a what justification you will give to hold on to? You will always give a moral, ethical, dharmic justification, where Shankaracharya has to say, please keep it. But it is justification. Are you able to follow? When you want to hold on to anything, you will never say, sir, I am desperate about it. I can't be without it. I am addicted to it. If you can say that and hold on to, very soon you will drop it. Again, I repeat, if you can say, I'm holding on to something because I am addicted to it. I can't live without it. I am desperate about it. If you can say that, if you can understand that, and if you can say that, what will happen to you very soon? What will happen to you very soon? You will see the foolishness in it and drop. Are you able to follow? But you cannot say that. What will you say? First reasoning that you can't drop. What is the first reasoning you give? My duty, no, sir. I have some duties, no. I have some, I have some duties, no. Correct. To be in samsara is your, to be stuck in samsara is your duty, no, what to do. Are you able to follow? The first reason that people give for not dropping is, I have my, because the moment you say it's your duty, obligation, responsibility, what will Shankaracharya say in Bhaja Govindam? Add three more samsara. Isn't it? Add three more. Are you able to follow? The person or the ego that justifies addiction. Again, I repeat. The, the ego that justifies addiction. Hmm? The ego that justifies addiction is samsara. What is the justification for addiction? Actually, sir, I'm not really dependent and all like that. Whenever I want, I can drop. I can drop anything like that, sir. Oh God. That's the height of ego in samsara. That's the height of, because Shankaracharya took so much strain to drop. Ramana Maharshi took so much of pain to drop. But here we are. We can just drop like that and walk out. And I have heard any number of people telling me this. I used to think, I wish I had powers like you. I am not able to drop. I'm still struggling to drop. And they say, I just like that, I can. Are you able to follow? First justification is a moralistic thing. Uh, a, a moral justification is given. Second justification to be in samsara is what? Addiction, to be in addiction. Samsara I'm using in the sense of addiction. Yeah. Transmigration, cycle of rebirth. Who cares about all this? We are all worried about. Who cares about cycle of rebirth? Who's worried about all that? We are worried about. I don't know what we are worried about, but this thing doesn't worry at all. So first thing about samsara is what? Because of duty only I'm doing it, sir. I'm not addicted. That is first thing. Second indication, I can anything, sir. I can just drop and move on. I can just drop and move on. Oh, that indifference you have, that much of ego and that much of indifference you have. But that will be used as a justification to say, to tell yourself that you are not addicted. So first indication is a moral justification. Second indication is you feel I can just drop it. Like a person addicted to alcohol says that I can just drop it like that, sir. I'm not really that addicted and all. I can drop it. Hmm? Remember the example that he gives? It comes cyclically, the addiction comes back. Cyclically, the addiction comes back. It's a cycle. Cyclically, the addiction comes back. Remember that example that Swamiji always give? 50 minutes, no thought of cigarette will come. You look like you have perfect control over cigarette. Remember that? 50 minutes, it will not come. So in that 50 minutes, you think you have absolutely mastered it. 50th minute, cigarette comes, isn't it? You can dismiss it. 2 minutes, cigarette, cigarette, cigarette. 55th minute, cigarette, 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 cigarette. 59th minute, cigarette, 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 cigarette. Where? 60th minute, you have to take it up and then you say, I'm very detached from cigarette. I can drop it like that, sir. Are you able to follow? This notion is samsara. This notion is samsara. Meaningless, purposeless wandering, aimless, purposeless wandering. But sir, we all have aims, no, sir. I wanted to study, wanted to get a job. I want to be self-sufficient in life, sir. I want to stand on my own, own feet. Everybody stands on their feet only. Ram Subramaniam. Yeah. You stand on your feet only. No. Everybody stands on their feet only purpose. I just want my children to become like another Shankaracharya, sir. Purpose. Something you call as purpose, which makes you to believe that your life has some meaning. Are you able to follow? Again, I repeat. You bring in some purpose and make yourself believe that your life has a meaning. This purposeless wandering is called samsara. And doing and going over this again and again and again. Symbolic representation of samsara is again birth, again death. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Before this samsara, what is the cause for the samsara? We defined samsara now in various ways. And this discussion on samsara is becoming another samsara, isn't it? Anything that is a bondage, we say samsara, isn't it? Isn't it? Oh, big house, sir, it's a samsara, isn't it? You only wanted it. No. Before wanting it, it is meaningful. After getting bored with it, it gets samsara. Are you able to follow? When you are wanting, it's very attractive. After a while, you'll get bored with it. Once boredom sets in, it becomes samsara. From the small house, big house. From the big house, back to small house. That's samsara, isn't it? From the small house, big house. From the big house, back to small house. From the small house, one room is enough, sir. From one room, one bed is. Why? Because அதுக்கு மேல ஒண்ணுமே நடக்க மாட்டேன்றது, isn't it? Nothing happens out of that. Lustful wandering is the Vidyaranya definition of samsara. Lustful wandering. I don't know how to put that lustful in. I don't know what is the. There are certain appropriate Tamil words, but Anna is a very decent classroom. Yeah, we are all intelligent people here, wise people sitting here. So decent other words are useful. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa will not use those kind of decent words. And he doesn't care about poetic decent words. Yeah. Lustful wandering. Yeah. Lustful wandering. அது எப்படிப்பா தமிழ்ல சொல்றது விஜய் ஏதாவது சொல்லுப்பா லஸ்ட்ஃபுல் வாண்டரிங்னா இல்லையா ஜிடிலேயே பேசின்னு இருக்காதீங்க இல்லையா பாவம் கிருஷ்ணர் பகவத்கீதா ஏன்டா எழுதுனாருன்னு ஆயிடுச்சு அவருக்கு இப்போ Krishna is thinking why he wrote Bhagavad Gita. Shankaracharya is thinking why he wrote Bhaja Govindam. Because they never thought group discussions will come and Mahatmas will sit and discuss. Oh, Narayana. No, what is it? Another samsara. This is. என்ன கேள்வி கேட்டா ராம் சுப்பிரமணியம்
Tamil word for lustful wandering.
lustful wandering. தமிழ் எப்படி சொல்றது அது lustful wandering. வெறி பிடிச்ச மாதிரி சுத்துறது. Yeah, that lust, that vega is so much that you just go aimlessly, yeah. Very பிடிச்சி சுத்துறதுன்றதுக்கு பேர் தான் சம்சாரம். But because we put up a smile, because we know how to dress, I don't know, whatever we call as good, decent, I don't know, aesthetic, I know dress, yeah. Because we know how to put false facades a lot, in that the lust is completely covered up. What Vedanta does is, it just rips open everything. I am not whipping. Why are you whipping me for that? I am not whipping. He is saying that. Yeah, samsara very pucha mari suttradhu. For what? For what? As long as I don't have it, I'll do anything to get it. After getting it, what? After getting it, அதை தூக்கி போட்டு அடுத்ததுக்கு போறது. Are you able to follow? After getting it, you kick it off and move it to the next. Why you do that? Because you thought it will fulfill your addiction. Are you able to follow? You thought your addiction will be taken care of. But your addiction and that has no connection at all. Therefore, what will you automatically do? Drop this and go to the next. That's why we had a culture. Not we have no சொல்லக்கூடாது. We had a culture. Yeah. What is the culture? The culture to overcome the problem of samsara. The culture to overcome samsara. What is it? Beautiful culture we had once. ஒரு லைஃப்டைமுக்கு ஒரு ஆள் தான். In one lifetime, there is only one grocery store. In one lifetime, there is only one tailor. For one lifetime, there is only one. Everything is only one, 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 one. It means what? Irrespective of what it is, how it is, that's the only thing that you choose to associate with. Are you able to follow? As a result of which, what happens? The wandering stops. The wandering should stop. But today, wandering is seen as a very wandering is exploring. We should explore all cuisines, no, sir? All cuisines we should explore. Nata cuisine இருக்குது எங்க போனோம் இல்லையா? All type of exploration we should do. New culture we should explore, no, sir? New cuisines we should explore. New things we should explore, no, sir? How can we be stuck to just one? We should explore because the joy of life is in exploration. That's samsara. Yeah, that is, we don't explore. We just get so. See, actually, we are not exploring anything. We are just getting. It's wandering. It's wandering. This wandering is misunderstood as the wandering is misunderstood as exploration. Are you able to follow? What is samsara? Aimless, purposeless wandering it is. How to overcome the wandering? We need to stop it. What is the methodology of stopping it? They'll keep going to the same barber. How many ever times he cuts the face, they keep going back to the same barber. Why can't you change, sir? அது wandering. ஒரு ஆள் தான். நாராயணா முதல்ல யார் மாற்றாரோ ராம் சுப்பிரமணியம். அவ்வளவுதான். Isn't it? But we should not get stuck in life like that, no, sir. We should move, no? You follow? Movement as in inner maturity. Movement as in not in wandering. You follow? Movement as in inner maturity. What is inner maturity? Vairagya, sannyasa, moksha. That should be the movement. But that movement nobody has. They just aimlessly wander. Are you able to understand the difference? Now, how to overcome the wandering? Beautiful culture. What is the culture? Same grocery fellow. You will go. Yeah. You go to the same grocery fellow and that fellow's son will continue the grocery store. What will your son do? What will your son do? Huh? Go to the same grocery store. அப்படி ட்ரெயின் பண்ணணும் இல்லையா? பிராண்ட் லாயல்ட்டி வேணும். ஒன்னுத்துக்கு போனா மாத்தவே கூடாது இல்லையா? You keep on, you go to one and don't change. The very anchoring itself, you experience a relief. The very anchoring is a relief. What does anchoring means? Anchoring means this is how it is, and I am with it only. Are you able to follow? In the modern day world, all these advices is of no use because it's all about exploration. We have to experiment, sir. I like to experiment. Said, what all vocabulary we invent to justify samsara. And we invent vocabulary, that's Maya. We invent vocabulary and we get carried away by the vocabulary that we create and started believing it to be the right thing to do. You follow? Sir, in case if I had made a mistake, what do I do? In case if I have made a mistake, should I not change? Supposing the grocery fellow is making lot of half a kilo rice வாங்கினா அதுல 200 grams of stones இருக்குது. Yeah. Half a kilo rice 200 grams stones should I not? Should I not move? Should I not change? What is the answer? What is the answer? Two answers. One is Shankaracharya's answer, another is our answer. What is Shankaracharya's answer? Remove the stone, cook and eat, but don't change the fellow. Remove the stone. Sir, what kind of a madness it is? Oh, okay. If you think it is madness, don't worry. Continue in samsara. Are you able to follow? If you think it as madness, continue in samsara. Therefore, what is the way to get out of samsara? The way to get out of samsara is the effect, understand the cause. When the cause goes, effect is gone. That is what we studied last week. Karana nashe, karya nashaha. We studied that last week, isn't it? When youthfulness is gone, where is lust? Where is lust? Now work backwards. Lust to polana inartham. If lust didn't go, what does it mean?
Youthfulness is still there.
Huh?
Youthfulness is still present.
You are stuck in artham. You are stuck. Instead of growing, you are stuck. Are you able to follow? When youthfulness has passed, where is lust? I'm very energetic, vibrant, stuck in artham. Ram Subramanian. Huh? When youth is gone, where is lust? When water has evaporated, where is the lake? When wealth is kshine vitte. Kshine vitte. Vittana wealth nartham. Kshine vitte kaha parivaraha. Where is the parivar? Clear. Wealth poyachana, there is no parivar. Isn't it? Jnate tattve kaha samsara. When truth is realized, where is samsara? Now, what is realizing the truth means? What is recognizing the truth means? Recognizing the truth means understanding the unreal as unreal. As long as you are convinced about the unreal, as long as you are convinced about the unreal as real, as long as you are convinced about the unreal as meaningful, you will be a victim of samsara. Are you able to follow? As long as you believe the unreal as real, as long as you believe the meaningless as meaningful, you will be a victim of samsara. What does satsanga means? Saintly person means, we studied previous verse. What does satsanga means? Saintly person means, satsanga means, saintly person means, in whose company you should wake up. Adu satsanga. That's a saintly person. Dussangana in artham, exactly the opposite. What is opposite of waking up? The company by which you go into deep sleep. Both will tell each other, I will not wake you up. You should not wake me up. Wow, what a beautiful relationship, sir. Because you will get irritated at the one who is waking you up. And you will be very comfortable with the one who will put you off to sleep. Yeah. தாலாட்டு பாட்டுனா பிடிக்குமா அலாரம் பிடிக்குமா? Isn't it? தாலாட்டுனா lullaby, isn't it? Will you like lullaby or will you like the morning alarm? What would you like? Huh? Lullaby, then, sir. That's why even the alarm also we want to keep it like lullaby only, isn't it? So that, there are people who have alarm also. Alarm, how it should be. What is the meaning of the word alarm?
I don't know.
What is the meaning of the word alarm? Update that all, isn't it? That's called alarm, isn't it? எந்திரிக்கும் போது எப்படி எந்திரிக்கணும்? அப்படியே tuju, tuju, wake you. What the child will say? What the child will say? 5 more minutes, snooze. Yeah, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. என்னைக்கு அது எந்திரிக்கும்? It will not wake up. Yeah. அலாம்னாலே அலாம்னா ஆசிரம் பெல் மாதிரி இருக்கணும். The whole town will wake up in that bell, isn't it? அதுலயும் people continue to sleep. Wow, they are blessed souls, isn't it? அது ஒரு தனி blessing soul, isn't it? The keep that alarm should wake you up. அது சத்சங். யாதே தத்வே கஹ சம்சாரஹ. Knowledge wakes you up like that. And obviously, you want to continue to be in deep. You don't want to wake up. You don't want to wake up. And when somebody wakes you up, it's very rude, isn't it? What is being in sleep means? You will be very comfortable with anyone who agrees to your ego, who promotes your ego. Whoever agrees to your ego, whoever promotes your ego, you will be very comfortable with. Anybody who's puncturing the ego, you will not be comfortable with. Are you able to understand the difference? Ego means shallowness. Understand this. Ego means shallow. Shallowness is the nature of ego. It's too shallow. And anybody who helps you to get to that, who keeps you in that ego, you always tend to like. Are you able to follow? Ego na shallow purinjinda, you will not want to superficial. Shallow means very surface level. Very superficial is because ego doesn't have the capacity to penetrate. How can you say ego doesn't have the doesn't have the capacity to penetrate? How do you say ego is shallow? Because ego means that which is not its own, it thinks as its own. That's ego. Are you able to follow? Ego means, what is the nature of ego? That which is not its own. It thinks its own. That's very shallow. Are you able to follow? Because if you penetrate little bit, you understand there is nothing in it you can call it as yours. Yate tatve kaha samsara. Are you able to follow? If you penetrate little bit, you will understand there is nothing in it that you can call it as yours. But sir, at least DNA test proves that it is mine, no? அது கூட ஷாலோ தான் இல்லையா? Because அந்த DNA டெஸ்ட்லயே எவ்வளோ DNA has participated in that, isn't it? That's why we say 7 generations backward, we say, no? Why? Because each and everything has contributed to that. So even in one DNA, how many people have contributed to it? Na? You follow? இந்த சைட்ல இருந்து அந்த சைட்ல இருந்து அப்புறம் if you put the tree, family tree போட்டு போனா what you can call as yours? Ego, being very shallow by nature, ignores all this. Are you able to follow? Ego, which is shallow by nature, ignores everything, and then it will say, it's mine. Shallowness is the nature of ego. Shallowness is the nature of ego. Ego means you fool yourself. You can't fool anybody because everybody is so busy fooling themselves. So one need not come and fool another. Everybody is fooling themselves. So what is ego? You fool yourself. What is fooling yourself means that which is not yours, you think it as yours. We go on deceiving others by this notion, and we create a world of deception around us. And anybody who keeps you in that world of deception will be very appealing to you. Anybody who calls it as deception, get out of it. You'll get very upset. When you deceive yourself, you become very unauthentic, isn't it? There's no authenticity in life at all. You become very unauthentic. With the superficiality, whatsoever you do in life will be very false. Ada samsara. With that superficiality, whatsoever you do will be false. If you want to wake up, what you should do? If you want to wake up, that is, if you want to wake up, you say, no, don't wake me up. Don't wake me up. If you don't want to wake up, where you should go to? Another shallow. You come to the Shastras, you come to the scriptures, it will wake you up rudely. It will wake you up very rudely. What is waking up? It exposes the reality as reality. It exposes it as it is. When it is exposed as it is, either you can understand it and change yourself, or you can throw it in the bin. Two possibilities. Either you can accept it or change yourself, or you can discard it. Most of the times when the truth is revealed, what do? We tend to throw it away. We tend to discard. Why? Because it's very unhelpful. It's very hurtful. It's very painful. Jnate tattve kaha samsara. When you know the truth, where is this samsara? There is no samsara. Greater the desire, greater the activity. Vayasi gatekaha kama vikaraha. Kama here means what? Anything that you are lustful behind is called kama. Correct? You can have lust for power, you can have lust for money, you can have lust for name, you can be lustful towards anything. Mhm. Intense the desire is intense, the activity will be very intense. Are you able to follow? Now work backwards. Wherever you see an intense activity, again I repeat, wherever you see an intense activity, what do you understand behind it? Intense desire. Intense desire. Are you able to follow? Intense desire behind it. And for desire, two things is required. You know, the two things that is required for desire is one is vaya. Vayasi gate. Vayasi vaya means youth. Balam, strength is required, youth is required. That's why in old age, where there is no balam, you can't even get up from the bed. Yeah. You can't get up from the bed. You will not know who. You will not know who you are. Yeah, dementia. Huh? Correct? Huh? You will not even know who you are. Yeah. The person was telling me, sir, my mother is calling me brother. Mother calling the son as brother. So whenever the son walks in, the mother is addressing the person as her brother, son கிடையாது. What has happened? Memory? அவ்வளவுதான். But nothing changes because the body will get worn out, it will die, that jiva will get into another sharira and start the same thing again. So he is asking, so this every day he will walk into the room, the mother will say, brother has come. So he is asking, do you have a son? Do you have a son? And she's blank because she can't understand. She can't understand what is son. S-U-N illa. S-O? S-O-N. When the sisters walk in, she is thinking maid servant has come. Her own daughters walk in, she is thinking the domestic help, the maid has come. When the son is walking in, she is saying, brother has come. அப்போ அங்க என்ன ஆச்சு? Vayasi has gone, balam has gone, no activity, no nothing. Is it maturity? No. Are you able to follow? Is it maturity? It's a diseased state. And the way that we live life now, very soon we will get into the diseased state. Looking at that, you should be scared of what? Very soon it will reverse. You will sit there and somebody will come and you will ask. Imagine the son walking in, the son who meant everything, the son who meant everything for her. The children meant everything. And she is looking at them not even knowing. That's what he says. Vayasi gatekaha kama vikaraha. When all the faculties are alive, what you should do? When you have all the youthfulness and strength, what you should do? Innor loan, innor house. Isn't it? Another loan, another house. Another EMI, another thing. Yeah. That's not what you should do. Then what you should do? Jnate tatve. Make an effort to understand the real as real. Make an effort to understand the real as real. Vayasi gate kaha kama vikaraha. Sushke neere kaha asaraha. There was a lake here. ஏதாவது பிரயோஜனம் இருக்காதுல்ல? Able to follow? There was a lake. Does it have any meaning? One of the fellows in street, there's a place called Mandavali next to Mylapore. Every time we cross that street, my friend will say, there, இந்த grandfather பேர்ல தான் இந்த street is there. Because they had so much there. This fellow doesn't have anything. Now, what is the use of that? Are you able to follow? What is the use? There is no use. Chire vitte kaha parivaraha. What is responsible for keeping people around you? சுத்தி 4 பேர் இருக்கிறாங்கன்னா, what is the reason? What is the reason? Wealth. What a truth of life it is. What a truth of life it is. When money gone, no one will be near you. When no money, you will look at people and no one will look at you. When there is money, everyone will look at you. Don't blame others. Please understand, in all these things, don't blame others. That's how? That's what? That's what you do. Remember that. That's what? Who do you respect? The one who has? When the wealth is reduced, why so much of addiction to wealth? Because so much of dependence on materiality. Why so much of dependence on wealth? So much of dependence on materiality. The craving to wealth is an indication of craving for materiality. Are you able to follow? Craving for wealth is an indication of craving for sensuality. Materiality means sensory. Materiality means that which can help you, that which can make the senses better and better and better. That's all. So materiality means sensuality. So wealth is equated to materiality and sensuality. Remember verse number 3, we discussed a lot about wealth. We are not discussing that again. Vedas is not against wealth in that sense. That's why it says Artha is one of the Purushartha of human life is Artha. But what is being talked about here is what is being talked about here? The dependency. What is the dependency? What it cannot give, you believe it can give. That is dependency. What it cannot give, you believe it can give. So 3 examples. What are the 3 examples? When cause is gone, effect is gone. For samsara, what is the cause? For samsara, what is the cause? Ignorance. For samsara, ignorance is the cause. And when that ignorance is gone, effect goes. Cause is gone, effect gone. What is gone? Samsara. Sorry, what is What is gone? Samsara is gone. You can't get rid of the samsara by remaining in ignorance. By remaining in ignorance, you cannot get rid of the samsara. If you want to get rid of the samsara, you need to transcend ignorance. And what is ignorance? What is ignorance? இல்லாதது இருக்கிற மாதிரி பார்க்கறது தான் ignorance. That which isn't there, you see. That which is not there, you see. And no God can come and convince you that it is. No God can convince you that it is not there. Why? Because you say, I am seeing, sir. I am experiencing, sir. What are you talking? Yeah. நல்ல இட்லி சாம்பார் சாப்பிட்டா? Yeah. சாம்பார் இட்லி is very, very nice. நல்லா தான் இருக்குது, isn't it? How can you say it is? How can you say that it is not there? How can you say it is not there? It is not there in the sense you subjectively project on it. It is not there per se. Per se, it is not there. It is your subjective mind that experiences it. Are you able to follow? Again, I repeat. The senses perceive. Joy and sorrow is of the mind. Again, I repeat. Senses perceive. Senses understand. Yeah, senses understand. For example, take the tongue. The tongue is designed to perceive அறுசுவைன்னு சொல்றோம் இல்லையா? The tongue is designed to perceive all the taste. Sweet and sugar I like, bitter gourd I don't like is not told by the tongue. It's told by what? Mind. Are you able to understand the difference? So the joy of sweet doesn't come from the sweet, comes from your liking, which is in the mind. The pain of bitter gourd, which you have a dislike in the mind, causes pain. The tongue is supposing if கசப்புன்றதே painful அப்படின்னா, why tongue has to even register it in the first place? The tongue registers it. So the job of the senses is to register. Joy and sorrow is purely in the mind. Are you okay till now? In the mind means in the form of likes and dislikes. In the mind means in the form of likes and dislikes. Second, the very likes and dislikes itself is so dependent on your moods. The very likes and the very joy and sorrow itself is entirely dependent on you. You may like it, but I'm not in the mood, sir. What do you mean you are not in the mood? You like it now. Why don't you? Are you able to follow? Second. 3. Senses get satisfied very soon. Senses get satisfied very soon. Senses get satisfied. Very soon senses gets neutralized. First it gets satisfied, you suffocate the sense, it gets neutralized, and then it just throws up. Senses don't have the problem at all. அதுக்கு இவ்வளவு கஷ்டம்லாம் தேவையே இல்லை. Because senses don't have the problem at all. Because senses get satisfied very soon. Are you able to follow? Senses get satisfied very soon. It gets neutralized. And then it just throws up. What goes on and on and on? The mind. Mind is purely a subjective phenomena. Mind means subjective. Likes and dislikes means subjective. Mind means subjective. Therefore, the senses perceive, the mind through the likes and dislikes experiences joy and sorrow, pleasure and pain. Pleasure and pain, joy and sorrow is it from the senses or is it from the mind? How do you say that it is from the mind? It goes on and it goes on and on and on. Even though the senses are satisfied, mind says, have one more, isn't it? The stomach says full, but tongue is asking, sir. No, tongue will not ask. If the stomach is full, tongue will not ask. Tongue is not asking. What is asking? The mind. Senses get satisfied very soon. What just doesn't get satisfied at all? What doesn't get satisfied at all? How much ever you give, it will not get satisfied. What is it? The mind, the ego, the likes and dislikes. Are you able to follow? Therefore, I am experiencing happiness, sir. I am experiencing it because the object is there, the mood is there, object is there, but then if you are not in a mood, what happens? Are you able to follow? If you are not in a mood, isn't it? You are having a stomach upset, nauseous sensation, and you are invited to a party. What will happen? What will happen there? Not, you feel like actually it becomes a torture, isn't it? It becomes a torture. Are you able to follow? Therefore, it is always the joy or sorrow is a subjective thing. It is not in the, it is not in the object. Because you believe it is in the object or the person you want to contact and extract. Again, I repeat. Because you believe joy is in the object, joy is in the person, you want to contact, because only when you contact, you can extract. Are you able to follow? It says it is not there. It says it's not there. Remove the desire and see whether, remove the desire and see, will there be any happiness in it? Remove the desire, there's no happiness, isn't it? Remove the desire and see if it is taken away from you, will you be in pain? No. Are you able to follow? Remove the desire. If it is given one thing extra, will there be any joy? No. Are you okay till now? Okay. Remove the desire. And what you have is taken away from you. Will there be any pain? No. Example, toy. If a toy is given to you now, will you be joyful? No. If the existing toy is taken away, will you sit in sorrow? You become unaffected. That unaffected state of joy, unaffected state of joy and sorrow, transcending joy and sorrow is because you have transcended desire. I will follow. What does desire means? Desire means, that's why in the Bhagavad Gita he says, sorrowful it is. Wombs of sorrow, he says. In Bhagavad Gita, he calls it wombs of sorrow. Yate tatve kaha samsaraha. The most difficult thing to convince yourself is contact is not giving you the joy. The most difficult thing. You can even get convinced about God. You can even get convinced about moksha. You can even get convinced about all that. But one thing you cannot convince yourself what? One thing you cannot convince yourself about what? Joy or pain is not in the contact, it is in your mind. That you cannot convince yourself. You can get convinced about God. Moksha also people say, I'm convinced, sir. I don't know how they can get convinced about moksha when they are so convinced that contact can give joy or sorrow. Are you able to follow? Jnate tatve kaha samsara. This is what is meant by the statement. Jnate tatve kaha samsara. It will not be there for you. It will not be there for you. Samsara will not be there for you. Samsara will not be there for you means what? The aimless, purposeless, lustful wandering will not be there. Hmm? Now, this aimless, purposeless, lustful wandering is because of ignorance. And what is ignorance? What is ignorance? A deep-rooted conviction that contact can give joy or sorrow. And the deep-rooted conviction இருக்கிற வரைக்கும் samsara will be there. Again, I repeat that as long as you have the deep-rooted conviction, samsara will be there for you. What is a conviction? Contact can give joy, contact can give sorrow. Because contact can give joy or sorrow, I am desperate to contact something. I am desperate to run away from something. Are you able to follow? Because I'm so convinced contact can give me joy. Therefore, I am desperate to run behind one. I am desperate to run away from one. What is the method of overcoming samsara? Just ஒண்ணுதான் இல்லையா? ஒரு கலர்னா ஒரு கலர் இல்லையா? ஒன்று ஒயிட்டு இல்லைன்னா சம்திங் அவ்வளோ, அதுக்கு மேல எதுவுமே கிடையாது. Wandering stops. The biggest challenge is to stop the wandering. How to stop the wandering? Just that same grocery store, same medical store கூட மாற்றக்கூடாது. சேம் மெடிக்கல் ஸ்டோர், சேம் டாக்டர், அவர் சேம் மெடிசன் தான் கொடுப்பார். Isn't it? We have one doctor here. Yeah. 10 years, prescription is the same. I feel like taking the photocopy of the prescription. Same prescription he will give. இல்லை சார், மருந்து மாற்றி கொடுக்க மாட்டீங்களா? அட்லீஸ்ட் மருந்தே அதே வியாதியில வந்தா what can he do? Yeah, I go with the same disease, he will give only the same prescription. New disease போனா new prescription. Go with the same disease, same prescription. To an extent where he has become like, he's the family, he's like a big joke in our family. யார்கிட்ட அவர்கிட்ட போறீங்களா? Correct. Even before we go to him, we know what he is going to give. And we go, he laughs, he welcomes, he will talk, except the disease, except the medicine. As we leave, prescription is come. You refer the prescription last year, same. Refer the prescription 10 years back, same. Doctor கூட மாற்றக்கூடாது இல்லையா? Just that. Just that. Wandering moves. Wandering stops. Wandering stop ஆனாதான் ஞானம்ல anchorage வரும். You can get out of the shallowness. Why do we talk about anchoring so much? Anchoring so much. See, where you want to anchor is your choice. Please, you do wherever you want to anchor, you anchor. But anchor. Don't wander. The point is don't wander. Anchor. You follow? Anchoring என்ன அர்த்தம்? அவ்வளவுதான். Whatsoever it is. Whatsoever it is. Yeah. Bhavana. What to do now? இல்லையா? What to do? ஒன்றும் செய்ய முடியாது. Anchor. ரவி பாவம் கற்பகம் ஆங்கர்டு தான். ஒன்றும் செய்ய முடியாது. என்ன செய்ய முடியும்? நத்திங் கேன் பி டன். Nothing can be done. Get anchored. Wandering stops. But sir, life is there to enjoy, no, sir? Life is there only for us to enjoy, no? Correct. You don't understand. Non-wandering, getting anchored is the enjoyment. Enjoyment comes only from non-wandering. Enjoyment comes only when you are anchored. We don't know that. That's ajnana. That's what ignorance is. Are you able to follow? Again, I repeat. Same grandfather. Matava Mudi, isn't it? Same grandmother. Saturday morning, same pongal. Yeah, you eat that Saturday morning pongal till Wednesday, you can't eat anything. What to do? Same thing. You are lucky. You take the prasad and go, you eat that pongal and then see what will happen to you for the next 3 weeks. Same thing. Anchored. Just get anchored. Wandering stops. And what a bliss it is. What a bliss it is when anchoring stops. To an extent where everything, standardization is a recommended practice for everything. Choose the pen, choose the brand, choose one thing, standardization. ஒரு pen அவ்வளவுதான். So, yeah, you appreciate all that, you understand all that, you appreciate all that, but you are not in need of it. Are you able to understand the difference? Standardization means ஒரு ஸ்டோர் கோல்டுன்னா நிறைய பித்தளை கலக்கிறான் சார் இந்த கோல்டு ஷாப்ல. யூ கோ டு தட் கோல்டு ஃபெலோ, தட் ஃபெலோ இஸ் ஆடிங் லாட் ஆஃப் impurities to that. Doesn't matter. Go to the same gold fellow only. Standardization. What happens as a result of which? The shallowness goes. When shallowness goes, there is a possibility to go deeper. There's a possibility to go deeper. Jnate tatve kaha samsaraha. So what is tattva means? Knowing the truth. What does tattva means? Nasate vidyato bhavaha nabhavo vidyate sataha ubayorapi drishtontaha tvanayoho tattvadarshibhihi. Bhagavad Gita, verse number 16, chapter 2. Tattvadarshibhihi. Tattva. What is tattva? Seeing the truth as truth. Seeing the real as real. In order to see the real as real, you should be able to see the unreal as unreal first. Only when you understand the unreal as unreal, you can see the truth. As long as you are not seeing the unreal as unreal, you can never see the real. What is unreal? What is unreal? How much ever your senses convinces you that joy is in contact. How much ever your senses are convincing you, joy is in Contact. You understand what? You understand what? It's in the mind. It's not in the contact, it's in the mind. You're able to follow? It's not in the contact, it's in the Jnate tatve kaha samsara. Once you understand this, where is samsara? Meaning there is no samsara. It's a rhetoric question. He's not asking where is samsara. He's saying the possibility of samsara is not there. Formula. Karana nashe, karya nasha. That's the formula. Karana nashe, karya nasha. When the cause is gone, effect is gone. What is the effect? Samsara is the effect. What is the cause? Ignorance is the cause. Remove the ignorance, samsara goes. Three examples to convey the fourth one. What are the three examples? Kayasi gate kaha kama vikaraha is one example. Sushke neere kaha kasara is another example. Sheene vitte kaha parivaraha is another example. These three examples to convey only one thing. What? Jnate tatve kaha samsaraha. Seriya? With this? Yes. You have something? We'll continue next week. With this, we conclude for